It is October and the official beginning of the water year. Precipitation is measured each year from October 1st through September 30th. Thus far, this year, most of the state has had average rainfall. While predicting the weather is becoming more accurate each year, becoming complacent if predictions seem to forecast average or little rain can be dangerous.
Flooding is a statewide problem within California.
Which is why the California Department of Water Resources held a flood preparedness event in Stockton on Thursday, October 24th.
Over 8 million people, almost $900 billion of damageable assets, and over $13 billion of agricultural crops are at stake, as well as thousands of acres of important environmental habitat.
These types of disasters are familiar to the Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta region.
We've had floods in June, August, and September, even though this conference is about upcoming winters. It's all year round for us.
DWR has established facilities across the state with pre-positioned flood fight materials, similar to what's here in the backdrop today. We have sandbags, we have plastic, we have muscle walls, we have rock, such as what's in the yards outside. And these materials are located in warehouses similar to this one, as well as in mobile container boxes in areas that are strategically placed to be accessed in the event of flooding.
As to this site right here, 2017 is a good example of why it's important. We depleted our resources real quickly, and so did the levee agencies. Then what the county did, our office, we drew out of here and then dispersed out to all the levee agencies. In the past floods, we were competing with all the other counties in the state, bringing stuff in from out of state. This is a one-stop shopping for us. It's a really important, critical piece.
First and foremost, what I'd like to start with is that safety of the community, of our citizens, of the infrastructure. That's our number one priority when we think about flood fighting.
We always like to remind residents of California of 3 simple steps that they can do to be prepared for flooding. Be aware, be prepared, and take action. Be aware of your risk. Know if your home is in a flood zone and what type of flooding happens in your area. Be prepared. Make a flood emergency kit. This includes important medications, important phone numbers, flashlights, radios, things that you need in the event you have to evacuate quickly. Make an evacuation plan. If your community is flooding, you may not be able to drive on your normal routes, so know what your alternate routes are. Make a plan to communicate with family members if you need to leave the home. And finally, take action. If your community is flooding, pay attention to the news, sign up for local emergency notifications, and be aware of what's going on around you. Always evacuate if you're directed to do so by your local entity, as help may not be able to reach you if you decide to stay at home. And if you can't drive out, get to the highest point possible in your home or your building and call for help.
We have everybody coming together to make sure that we don't experience some of the flooding that's happened in other regions of California and throughout the world. You know, flooding is extremely dangerous. You've seen with the hurricanes, you know, in the Midwest and the East Coast and stuff, and it's very not only dangerous but scary. So I'm happy that we're having this press conference to make people aware of what could possibly happen if we don't take the proper steps to ensure safety for our community.
To find out if you live in a flood zone, visit the California Office of Emergency Services My Hazards website for more information. You can find more information at the Department of Water Resources Flood Prep website, as well as the American Red Cross with tips on how to make an emergency plan. Remember that being prepared is key to the safety of you and your family.